the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is about the turn thing. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Access to our money will put in the bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Conversation on Atlantic Television Network. Open Conversation is the network's flagship political platform through which trending political news, events and stories are discussed with stakeholders. Through these conversations, ATN uses political talks about specific issues, party system and actor to explore hope and engender positive impacts to the society. Today on Open Conversation, we look at the stories. First, Rivers impeachment. Chief Justice declines to set up committee, cites court orders. Still on Rivers State, Fubara considers ADC amid escalating crisis. And on Fubara versus the Assembly, Rivers crisis spiritual beyond Tinubu, Pastor Biomi has to say. And then on to Labour Party, court removes Abure, recognizes Nenadi Osman. And on leadership, 2020 on 2027, ADC plays down Obi's possible return to Labour Party. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events coverage, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. On Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avot TV, Niger TV, and Ifastech TV platforms. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on X, Atlantic TV Net. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for immediate release of this minister in the Temple of God.
Access to our money will put in the bank.
She said 3,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth. The oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Joining me on Open Conversation this morning is Victor Enje, a political analyst. Good morning, Victor, and welcome.
Good morning, Larisha.
And Happy New
always
Year.
good to be here. This is the first time on
Yes,
your show.
Happy New
So,
Year.
yeah, good to be
First
here.
time seeing you this year, yes?
Yes, yes.
Happy New Year. You're
Same
looking
to
good,
you.
by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. And also joining me on the show is Emmy Ferraga, a regular on Open Conversation and also a political analyst. Good morning, Emmy, and welcome.
Good morning, Larisha. Good morning, viewers.
Emmy, you're looking good.
Thank you. That's the handwork of Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay, very well. And moving on, Chief Judge of Rivers State, Justice Simeon Amade, has declined a request by the Rivers State House of Assembly to constitute a seven-member judicial panel to investigate Governor Similaye Fubara and his deputy, Ngozi Odu, over allegations of gross misconduct. In a letter dated January 20 and addressed to the Speaker, Martins Amehule, Justice Amadi explained that his decision was compelled by existing court orders that expressly restrained him from receiving, processing, or acting on any request to set up such a panel. Justice Amadi disclosed that two separate court injunctions served on his office on January 16, 2026, barred any steps towards constituting the investigative panel and remained valid and binding. He stressed that constitutional democracy is anchored on strict adherence to the rule of law, noting that all public authorities are duty-bound to obey court orders, irrespective of personal opinions or perceived flaws in such rulings. According to him, defying subsisting orders would amount to judicial and constitutional recklessness. To further justify his stance, the Chief Judge cited a legal precedent from 2007 where the Chief Judge of Kwara State was condemned for disregarding a similar restraining order while setting up a probe panel, an action later nullified by the Court of Appeal. He also revealed that the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly has already filed an appeal challenging the injunctions, therefore invoking the doctrine of lease pendants, which requires that all actions relating to the dispute be suspended until the appellate court delivers its verdict. Justice Amadi concluded that the subsisting injunctions and the pending appeal had effectively fettered his constitutional powers under Section 188, subsection 5 of the 1999 Constitution, rendering him legally incapable of acting on the lawmaker's request. He therefore urged the House of Assembly to appreciate the legal constraints surrounding the matter and to exercise restraint, patience, and magnanimity while awaiting the outcome of the ongoing judicial processes. I'll start with you, Emmy, on this one. What do you make of this story?
You see, I've had so many talks, so many opinions. You know, when matters like this arises, people will always want to defend their opinions, and which is also in democratic settings. Going by what is happening in Rivers State today, I would say that impeachment in Nigeria is a constitutional process. The Constitution allowed it. That means it's not a military coup. But most times, people will describe it as a tool in the hand of the legislator, to achieve their political aim. But they forget that every politician has an aim. People want to achieve one or two things. But what we are advocating is that whatever thing you want to achieve from the political setting or whatever, let it be in line with the general interest. Being that it's a constitutional, procedure and is allowed by the law, that doesn't mean that the court cannot scrutinize the proceedings. What the court will now interrogate is the political reason for the impeachment. Whatever you formulate it, according to Section 188, whatever that is the opinion of the Assembly that they think is
gross misconduct,
they can put it forward. The court will not interrogate that reason. What the court will look at is that whether the procedure is faithfully followed as laid down by the Constitution. A notice of allegation signed by not less than 1/3 of the members of the House. Then the next one will now be, okay, since we have made the allegations, then a service on the governor to notify him of the alleged crime or violation of the Constitution. Then after that one, the next one will not be a resolution by the members of the House, supported by not less than 2/3 members of the House. Then they will now write to the Chief Justice to constitute a settlement. These are the procedure. After the panel submit their report, that is when the assembly members will eventually either remove the governor or the process is halted. This is what the court will now look at. This procedure follow. If there are any condition that exists that suggests that these processes were altered or were not followed religiously, then the court might decide, okay, we are restraining the Chief Justice from receiving or accepting any letter from the Assembly, or we are even stopping the process for now until the process is followed. Then they also look at the members who are trying to impeach the governor. Did they form a quorum? If a quorum is formed, then they will look at another step. Are these members having any constitutional disputes? Just like we have in Rivers State, where some people were claiming that, oh, these were not members of Assembly again, they have defected, they have not defected, until the Supreme Court laid that matter to rest. So if all these processes are followed religiously, the court becomes so helpless. So the matter in Rivers State, I think they are avoidable, but some people think that either being a governor, you now have a license to do anything as you like because they call you the executive governor of the state or even the president, forgetting that even that office you are occupying is a creation of the law. And there are rules that are laid down by the Assembly, National or State Assembly, that governs that position that you are holding. So whatever actions that you are to undertaking was supposed to follow the processes of the law as enshrined in the Constitution. But many a times we think that, we love title in Nigeria. If we are called by titles, our head will be swallowed. I once knew a man who was, given an invitation card just because chief was not included in the name. My late father anyway, because chief was not included in the name. He looked at it, he said, this is not mine. The person says, sir, this is your name now. He said, no, look at it, it's not mine. It's not my own. He gave it back to the person. The person was wondering. We were all looking, but we are saying our late father's name there. But he was saying it's like it belongs to somebody else. Because what I have, I paid for it, and it took me the process to get that. The man, oh, sorry, chief, sir. He collected it, I included the chief. And that is what my father knew. He said, yes, okay, welcome. You brought invitations. You see, these are some of these things. Once we are called by title, our head is swollen. We want to misbehave because we believe that Nigeria is not working. I can do anything and get away with it, but not in no situation. There are some people who will say, no, you will not get away with it. That is where we find ourselves in Rivers State now. Some people might have been doing certain things before now. They have been getting away with it, but some other person think that in my own time I want to get away with it. Sometimes I say, you can't get away with it. Let us go back to the law. Yeah, we have our political differences. We are not anchoring it on the law. So the Chief Justice is acting according to the law. The courts have, given a restraining order, stopping him from acting. Pending the determination of the matter in the court. But I tell you, when you examine the processes as required by the law, I think everything
you think due process has been followed by the Assembly.
Is in order. So what I think is happening at the court now is just a way of, to buy a little
time, all right.
Maybe to negotiate. But will he negotiate rightly?
All right, very well. Victor, I found it quite interesting, when I saw the letter from the Chief Judge. Yes, made a lot of sense to me, followed due process, and it's actually commendable. But however, the Chief Justice made it clear that the court order restrained him from receiving notice of impeachment, from setting up committee, from acting on that notice of impeachment. However, if events serve me right, and my memory serves me right, the CJ, that court order has been given before he received that letter. Did he receive the letter of the notice of impeachment before the court order, or was the court order given before he received the notice of impeachment? Do you recall the order of events?
I think I do. And we're here again. It's unfortunate, really.
Yeah.
Because it's a familiar route. We've been here before. And it's embarrassing.
2 times, actually,
Yeah.
in the past.
It's sad, unfortunate adjectives that live in my head now, to describe how unfortunate it is that we're back, here again. I think I recall when I read the notice, because I did read it, and I saw that he acknowledged that he had received. And if you check the date on the letter, on the notice also, the order of court, you see that it came after the letter was sent. Yes, so he had received it. But what he's now saying is that due to the order of court, he's restricted from acting, which is setting up the panel. Of course, in his right, he has, as a legal officer, a legal custodian of the law, he has the responsibility of obeying an order. The question now, I want to ask is, this order, is it in line with the Constitution? Is it sound? Is it reasonable? Is it sensible? That is for the appellate court to decide, all of that. But yes, he was right in taking the decision he has taken as a judge, not to go on because of the case. But if you ask me, I read the reason for the order. Is the interesting thing. People don't even look at that. That's like what we should be looking at. What was the reason the judge gave for giving the order? The governor cited the wrong address and that he did not receive such letter, denying receipt of the letter from the State House of Assembly. That's the reason the judge gave for.
But that would be contradictory, because the governor, in one of his public outings, had said that he received, I'm quoting him verbatim actually, he received a love letter from the House of Assembly. So make that make sense.
I'm trying not to be, to disrespect anybody, but you've already answered it, so thank you for saving me from, So it's obvious, in certain, situations that this person is aware of this letter. The Constitution does not specifically stipulate how this thing will be served. That's the unfortunate thing. That's when we talked about how the 1999 Constitution has some, changes that needs to be made. Of course, it's a process, but it did not specifically say you must serve. The moment they've taken it according to what they said, they've served the governor. He did not come out to say, no, I saw on TV that you served me, I did not see, because that's how it would be. He didn't deny. Rather, he went to court to say the reason why the CJ should not move on is because he did not receive, which was false from all indications. So for me, I think it's on a sad note where we're going back to a circle we've gone around before, and we all know where this will end. One interesting thing about some of these things, if you go to the Supreme Court judgment and you read it again, then you'll be very disappointed at both the judge that gave the order, the governor, and every other person, going through this process again. The Supreme Court has thrashed all of this. It's actually inside. The governor, I don't know, they have advisors on different issues. Sometimes I wonder, are they really doing any advisory job, or just to answer the name and collect money? Because I feel he should have people that would sit him down. There are areas he might not have the opportunity or the time to look at. I feel this is their job. Look at this and say, Your Excellency, the Supreme Court judgment has listed some of this. Why not take this job, before now? If you had done certain things, if you had done differently, we would not be here. But unfortunately, we're here again, and we all know where this will end. If you check the previous fact, antecedents, you know that this is going to end in the judgment of the Supreme Court, because that judgment has not been implemented, if you remember. All the Supreme Court said... And
the judgment indicted the governor.
Severely.
He said that there was no government in
So
Rivers
the
State.
same, people don't understand, the same gross misconduct that the State House of Assembly is accusing of is what the Supreme Court judgment, which is the highest court in Nigeria, has said the governor defaulted. And there are consequences. It's clearly stated. So whatever you're going to court to argue, it will end where the appellate court will look at, okay, look at what the Supreme Court said, because that's the evidence to look at what this is what we're saying. Have you brought appropriation bill? No. Is there a supplementary budget? No. Have you been spending? Yes. The same thing the Supreme Court said you're acting like a tyrant, you're not. The same thing they're accusing you of. So they're not accusing you of something alienated. This is same thing that's why I'm saying it's a circle we've gone around before. So this judgment, this order from the court is only going to stall the process. And I'm certain it's not going to be for long, because the appeal court would not need a month to see that whatever order that is against the Constitution, which is the ground norm, is against. You can't come and give a judgment against the Constitution. So I'm sure this will not take a long time, and they will trash it and will proceed with whatever process. If you're innocent, if someone says, look, we're accusing you of this and that, the panel will investigate. So I feel we should let the whole process right through, so we'll know if the governor is indeed innocent and the House of Assembly have been accusing him falsely or not. So for me, I think all of these legal, activities are unnecessary, waste of our state resources and time. We should get past it and decide if the governor should proceed or not. If he has committed these offenses, which by the law is impeachable, we proceed, so that we can move forward as a state. Because I think going around the circle, it's like the same, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. I mean, the word. I don't want to call anybody that, but
right. Are you hopeful for a political resolution at some point in this impasse?
For me, any political resolution will be as useless as the P in psychology. I don't see the use. We've had 2 of it already.
So you don't think political
that did not amount to a solution. So why would I be hopeful of something that has not yielded result before? I'm not.
All right. Are you hopeful of a possible political solution?
Politics is as partial, it's ubiquitous. Trying to have several interests, large selfish interests, all manner of interests. These are the things you are. So at Governor Fubara is say with you respect. I have respect for him, but he has it. Is supporters.
But one would say that the governor would have been able to sieve through the Aboriginal supporters and merchant crisis in this instance, like you stated. Recall that during the emergency rule, a lot of persons who were outspoken, a lot of persons who said they would die on the matter of the governor, literally single one stop that kept, where white protests. This set of people will wear white, the other set of people will wear red. But it was going on until the governor told those women to stop in a very embarrassing way, by the way, on national television. They thing remains that during the emergency rule, none of those supporters were anywhere to be seen. The governor stood alone. So one would say to an extent that the governor would have learned from that particular unpalatable experience.
See, Loretta, you just helped to buttress my point. Psychologically, if you want to understand somebody, just look at their actions. That is why even for the Christian, their Bible says, by their fruits you will know them. What is the fruits? The actions. What they say, what they do. How they doing it. Governor Fubara has something that I think we need to work on. What is that? I always tell people that it is the information in the subconscious mind of the man that governs the action. He has some wrong information in his mind already. Let me take it back a little. The moment he defected to the APC, when he was talking to his supporter and the rest, what were the statement he made? Let nobody deceive you. That we are the one to sell your mandate here in Rivers State. Let nobody deceive you. We have the population. What is this statement for? It's very unnecessary. You see, we don't want to make a mistake again. We don't want to make any mistake again this time around. It tells you what is in the mind of a man and what he was trying to do. I knew from the onset that this man only went to the APC to drag APC into his narrow, selfish kind of fight. So he believed that the fortress will be the APC, drag them in so that I will achieve that thing I want to achieve at the expense of the state.
Right.
So that was why he made those statements. Now these things are coming. Why are you trying to do all of this? Do you know, Nigerians, I'm sorry to say this, hypocrisy is killing us. Too much of it. Even the devil himself will be angry with us. Many hypocrites everywhere talking about better Nigeria. We want good Nigeria. Nigeria must be the what is called corruption. We want to tackle corruption. Hey, somebody did fly over. We don't want that when corruption must die. Oh, corruption, we are tired, we are suffering. Now, what is corruption? Somebody is being accused of misappropriating state fund, mismanaging state fund, and now the allegations are there. Instead of us to say, Oga, go and prove yourself for us to know because we want a better Nigeria after 2027, leave him. Assembly, president, tackle them. Oh, you can't defend your own. You engage in emotional blackmail. You say all manner of things that are considered very unnecessary and destructive to social development and transformation. What is all of this? You are accused. You say you are angel. You want to do this. Yes, the Moses of our time. Moses of their time, the redemption, the redeemer who has come to redeem. Now you are accused. Oh no, I did it, I didn't do it. Simple, go and prove it. And the law even give you a room. You can do that through a legal counsel. Or you represent yourself. Once the panel is set up, you can go there by yourself to defend yourself. Or you hire a legal practitioner to go and represent you before the panel. Yes, I didn't do this. There is a project I'm working on. The budget capture all of the spending. I have not done anything outside the law. Simple, and let us clap for you, the Moses who have got to deliver River State. But we will not do this. We are running to acquire an injunction. Oh, don't do this, don't receive later. You can't stop the process. Even the court, the Nigerian Constitution has amended, stipulate that. The court are no power. They will look at the procedures. And I think that is what the court will. After looking at the procedure, if anything is faithfully followed, then the process continues.
So in your opinion, you don't think that political solution can work?
There is
right now?
There can be a political solution to resolve it only if the people who are being accused will submit themselves this time around to whatever resolution that will come.
All right, very well. Pastor Ibiomi of Salvation Ministry has a very different position in this matter. Pastor David Ibiomi has described the prolonged political rift between Rivers State Governor Similaye Fubara and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, as a spiritual battle beyond human solution. Speaking during a church service in video now circulating widely, Ibiomi said no mortal, including President Bola Tinubu, can resolve the crisis, insisting that only divine intervention can bring lasting peace to Rivers State. The cleric traced a recurring pattern of political fallouts in the state, recalling how Rufus Adajorge and Peter Odele clashed The orderly letter fell out with Chibike Amechi. Amechi battled Wike. And now Wike is locked in a conflict with Fubara. According to him, his successor has eventually turned against his political benefactor. Ibiomi further warned that even if Governor Fubara eventually picks a successor, the cycle of conflict will persist, stressing that the river's political crisis is not physical or political in nature, but deeply spiritual, requiring God's intervention to end it. Victor Eniche, let me start with you on this. What do you make of the now? River State crisis has taken a spiritual dimension, according to Pastor Ibiomi. What is your take on this?
But this is not the first time he's actually saying this. I think he said it sometime last year.
You're right.
No. I'm trying to find a very decent way of presenting my opinion about this without sounding disrespectful. He has a point, and I also, as a Christian that I am, I also believe that, I agree that and understand that the spiritual controls the physical. So basically everything around us, is spiritual. That said, you have a rule for humans' relation. You have a principle, laws that guide how people operate and live together. We have a constitution, we have different laws. Then we have politics, we have governance, we have democracy. Democracy, like they said, for the people, but there are procedures. Democracy is a competition, a contest between different opinions, different views, people from different ideology. So what it means that there's always going to be a contest. If you say that contest is a spiritual problem, how does God need to come and... This is a system. Let me use the case of River State, just like I said. You have a governor, you have the State House of Assembly. What is happening now is what basically we know as check and balance. The reason for the State House of Assembly is they are there to checkmate what the executive is doing. The fight that the governor is having with the State House of Assembly is a fight of, just like Emir said, I'm accusing you of doing something wrong. Did you do something wrong or not? The governor is fighting, doesn't feel like you should accuse me. For me, it's spiritual or not. These things are basic. A system, we're used to a system where the assembly and the executive are usually together. So it now feels abnormal for checks and balance. It suddenly feels abnormal that the State House Assembly are not in the same line with what the governor is doing, are not completely towing along. You know what? There's a name for it, rubber stamp.
They are no longer rubber stamp assembly.
So suddenly it's now a spiritual problem that the essence for these institutions is now a spiritual. No, this is why they are formed. This is the reason we have the State Assembly. I kept saying something. I said, if people kept saying father and son, we can see him have a problem. These are grown-ups. I'm saying for years, two grown-ups could not come together and agree. Or let's say several grown-ups, because there are different people in the different camps, cannot come up and say, okay, look, I think I'm at fault here, and you two are at fault. Can we compromise? The reason why we are doing this is because we want to govern our people, because we want River State to be great. Can we come to a compromise and say, you do this, you do that? Can we do that? I know if I fight you, you will defeat me. But I have power now. I can distort your flow. So can we come to an agreement? Look at Lagos State. Just last year, we had the speakership tussle. There was a tussle that... Is Lagos State not still there? Are you saying that, what's his name, the former speaker that was thrown out? Are you saying he's no longer... He's still a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. I am sure he's still nursing his governorship ambition.
You mean Obasa?
Obasa, yes.
Obasa was returned as speaker.
That's what I'm saying. So you see that there are still issues, they are still fighting, there are still opinions, there are still interests going on. But that has not stopped Lagos State from development. That has not stopped Lagos State governor from governance. We still have opposition in Lagos State. We have... Is it not Benjamin Kalu, the deputy speaker of the House, that has been giving his several opinions about Alex Oti? Even when we're seeing the things Oti is doing, there's still strong opposition. Himself and the former governor.
Senator Joseph
all of them are forming alliance. All they are trying to ensure this is an opposition. But is the state not is it not doing all of the things it's doing? Are you saying they are not fighting? Labour Party is not the majority in the House in Abia State. But it's
they are still doing what
they are still doing what they are supposed to do, and they are moving. So the existence of a constitutional structure or arm of government is not a spiritual problem. It's a fundamental constitutional problem that politicians have failed to govern by the set down rules. And then when people do not agree with what they are doing, what is spiritual about passing a supplementary budget? Please, what is spiritual about going to the House of Assembly? I mean, what is spiritual? Look at what Donald Trump is facing in the United States. There are a lot of senators that are against the policy, even including what the Border Patrol ICE is doing in the different areas in the U.S. They are speaking out. But has it stopped the U.S. from developing? No. They are still doing all of that. So I'm saying it is. I see an error where we failed to be responsible as people, and then all of a sudden, because there has to. Come on, you have to give it a name. He is a spiritual man. He looks with the spiritual eye. He has said that the eye I'm looking at it is spiritual. But for me, Victor, I feel it's a failure on the part of leaders to be responsible, and a further failure on the people to hold the people that are leading us accountable.
All right, very well. Now, one would say to a large extent, in most before countries of the world developed, the religion played a major role in the development of these countries. From, you see the Roman Catholic Church playing a role politically, to Anglican, Presbyterian, and all of that. A lot of laws were changed because of the pressure from preachers alike. But in the case of Nigeria, it appears that because I mean, when Pastor David Ibiomi was making this statement, the governor was in that service with the deputy governor, right? One would say the Pastor David Ibiomi should have looked the governor in the face and told him clearly, do the right thing. Because the Bible that Pastor David Ibiomi preaches, in that Bible it says, obey constituted authority. It is in the Bible. I'm wondering. He does that every other day in church. No, he tells it to his members. But this time around, the governor is before him. The deputy governor.
The fact that after everything he prayed and declared there's peace in the state.
Hold on. The deputy governor.
That means no more spiritual problem.
Well, okay. Probably we'll see if that declaration has translated into peace in Rivers State in the real sense of the heart.
The humans will not play their role.
What I'm looking at is where I wouldn't want to call it the hypocrisy of men of God, in quotes, in this country. I'm looking at, it can be seen whichever way anyway, but I know that the Bible that pastors use in preaching says, obey constituted authority. The same Bible says that if you have a problem with your brother, before he will take the matter to court, find a way and resolve the problem. And the same Bible also says, before you even come before the house of the Lord to pray, to give alms or whatever, you must go and make peace with your brother. I would have expected that if the governor is there with his cabinet, for the church program, the pastor would have looked at these sections of the Bible and told the truth, because you should be the mouthpiece of God. But probably God at that point in time is pointing to him that River State's issue is a spiritual problem as against, well, Emi Ferraga, what do you make of these developments? Do you believe River State crisis is a spiritual problem or a constitutional issue or a case of lack of integrity between our predecessor and incumbent?
I remember vividly that the situation arose during the early days of a spiritual leader. His name is Jesus, according to the Bible. people came to him and said, Oga, where is your tax? Pay your tax. His disciples wanted to raise an issue. Hey, the man said, no, calm down. Give me that coin. What is written there? Say a face of a Caesar and the other one. And he turned to everybody and said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God. What does that mean? There is a distinction between events. I have respect for Pastor. I respect you. I respect your spiritual views. I respect whatever position you are standing, how you spiritualize problem. Good for you. But in this case, we are humans. We are Nigerians. If the spiritual head could say, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, to God what belongs to God, the Nigerian man is like this. You had a case of armed robbers or criminals, trying to, going from door to door, stealing and causing problems around. You had the information, you got to your house. Rather than lock your gates and ensure that people are safe, you throw wide the gate open, you start, then we come, beat you, collect whatever they want to collect, and still leave you. Because you refuse to deploy the right nature. What is spiritualism here? This is one problem we have. We try to spiritualize everything. But if you don't spiritualize, how will you come to me again? How will I get one of those donations? How will I get the huge envelope in the name of offering? How will I have access, to fix my straw into the state treasury? So I will always want to tell you those things, so that your mental capability will be subjected to those things that, you live whatever you are supposed to do. And you are saying it's spiritual. Meanwhile, you are a problem. Causing problem to yourself. You spiritualize it. You go there and collect at the end. When I know that I've collected enough, I will find a way to tell my people to make you understand that you should go and settle your problem. So where's the place of spiritualism? You see, this is a matter of adult that involves two adults or many adults coming together and agree on something. It is expected that as a noble human who thinks, who respects mutual relationship, who respects a constitution, will submit themselves to that agreement. The Bible says so. You agree to do with something, then you went behind. When you renege, you do the second, you renege, you become a recalcitrant. Simple as ABC, a recalcitrant that you are. Then you go and pray for God to come and do what? Suppress the other person from demanding the part of the bargaining, so that you will have everything. I think they told us that God is a God of justice. It has no relationship impartiality. Is not what they told us? Or are we reading any other? I don't really understand. A man is being accused of fraud. A man is being accused of misappropriation. A man is being accused of diverting and siphoning of funds outside the constitutional recommendation. As people of sense, ye are the light of the world. The light that we are, that wherever we are, we illuminate the place. And the light will shine so bright that people will see the light and have no cause to blame you. We are now covering that act of criminality as alleged. They will not go back to the same person whom we say it can't behold iniquity and ask that he should press down the throat of the other man for us to succeed. Is that not hypocrisy and deception in the highest order? What do we really want in Nigeria? What do we want? Development? Suffering? What do we want? We don't have good roads today because some places, I remember there was a day I was in church where they say we need to pray that our road to do. I look at the person who is raising the prayer, then I turn. I wanted to walk out. There's something, if I walk out, they will say, oh, fire has begun to burn him now. I have to adjust, and I came back so that people will not judge that, oh, fire is that is burning me. So I stood, I was looking at where they were praying. Me, I will look at your eye. I'm passing a message. That prayer is wrong. God, please don't answer. That was what I was saying in my mind. God, don't answer. Don't even listen to them. Money was budgeted for a road, and somebody ate the money. Somebody diverted the money. Instead of us to tell them, if you know you are a contractor here, whatever money that is given to you, to execute it, go and do it. If you don't do it, fire will burn you. We will not do that. We will find a way to coin a sermon to praise somebody that, oh, he's a spiritual. I make you follow this, then this one, this one. He tells you that immature elders, people who don't want to respect themselves, people who don't want to respect agreement, how can they work together? Can two work together in harmony? Even the Bible says, except they agree. That means agreement is very important. You agree. Except they agree. You agree. Now that you have agreed on something, you are now, reneging on the thing. And you are saying it's spiritualism. Is there no spiritualism in the United States? Is there no spiritualism in the Britain? Is there no spiritualism in other areas? In Kaduna State, is there no spiritualism? In Edo State, when Adam Oshomole came, PDP was controlling all members of our assembly. The budget that he submitted, he found out that the budget, resonated in the house of Anene, later Anene. Oshomole understood the situation and he played the politics. So no God here that we are spiritualizing. River State has what they call perpetual injunction, restricting accountability. And we are talking about spiritualism. Where is spiritualism? People, a license to loot, a license to misbehave is given to people here. We are spiritualizing it. How long you will pray till thy kingdom come? God will not answer. In fact, if God answers, I will get angry. I will get angry for answering such prayer.
So you don't think the prayer that David Biomi made that day was answered by God?
Which prayer answered by where? Is it not the same Bible that says God cannot behold iniquity? Answer where? Go and do what is necessary and let there be peace. Simple. I didn't commit this thing. I didn't misappropriate funds. Since these are documents, I am submitting them now. Look and tell me where have I gone wrong. Simple. That is. The church is known for accountability and transparency. So what are we teaching our members? Ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. River State is in bondage, lacking truth. The truth should be delivered to people. Let them know where they are going wrong. You are an executive governor. You meet to govern according to the law. An appropriation law must be there for you to expend the state funds. Since 2023, the last budget River State had was the one, passed by Wike. Then the other one passed by the National Assembly today. Some might say the last span of that budget was 6 months or is 6 months. Some might say it's 1 year. What stopped you from publishing this for everybody to see so that we know that you are a transparent, you mean well for the state? Outside the usual tradition. But when we are here, we still have opportunity to speak to these people for peace to reign. We are spiritualizing. It's spiritual. So we pray. We will pray for budget to emanate. We will pray for budget to submit itself, for budget to be passed. We will pray. Why are we not spiritualizing spending in this state? When the money comes from the consolidated account, the money will be there. So we sit down and be praying. Oh, consolidated account, we are speaking to you. Go and give us room without anybody touching the money. Consolidated account, we speak to you. Let there be hospitals without anybody touching money. So that we know that yes, we are people of God and God is in charge. God should help us to spend the money. No, when it comes to spending, people go there deep and into state coffers, collect money, buy G for themselves, live big at the expense of the state. Then when it comes to the truth, we spiritualize, it's spiritual. So that, this one, offended, this one fought this, the thing will continue, nothing will continue. Let there be truth. Let there be justice. Let there be thorough investigation. Who has done what? Who has not done what? Should be known to Rivers people for us to know where we are going. Not this, in Nigeria, do you know sometimes they will tell us to pray for security? We will pray for security. Meanwhile, somebody is spending money made for the security. Why that person should wait now? Let us use prayer to spend the money. Why are we like this? I don't want to talk, but something is not pushing me. Honestly, I don't want to talk.
All right, very well. Victor Niche, you want to add something before we move on to the next story?
Yeah, I want to add that I am not even going against what the man of God has said. In short, I'm agreeing with him. But why I'm agreeing with him is that after all of, all he has said, or all he said, he finally prayed against the fight in River State. And he has declared that there's peace, that we should go. There's peace in River State. River State will now see peace and progress. And I say amen to that prayer. But I also, in addition, call on the people, both the governor, the members of cabinet, the assembly members, the minister of the FCT, for all of them to also, play their role. God has answered the prayer of any spiritual problem. Man of God has prayed against it. We are back to peace. We now have a responsibility as people to play our role. So I don't want to go to Nights of Glory the next year and hear that we still have a spiritual problem. I will not appreciate it from anybody.
Didn't you say it was said last year?
No, he said it. He didn't pray about it.
Okay.
He has prayed.
Now,
I'm saying. No, I know why I'm saying this. For
you, the prayer
has worked.
That is, the prayer has worked
Amen.
for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Not for me,
for us.
Was
there truth that was said before the prayer was made?
Let's.
No, because the God that I know.
Right. I don't like what people are doing.
No, it's not about you people.
Next Sunday, I promise you, if you go to church next Sunday, you will hear him talk about this. But he has prayed about it. We don't have any spiritual problem anymore.
The God that I know,
yes,
is no respecter of man.
But you see, forgiving God.
He is a forgiving God.
Are you not saying amen to the prayer? I don't want
hold on. I am not saying amen to any prayer. Right. Because even prayers must be done according to the will of God. And last time I checked, the same God says he is a God of justice.
Yes.
He is I think Exodus chapter 15 verse 3, God of war, Jehovah Sabaoth, a lot of names, and God takes on a whole lot of things. But one thing I have always known God
merciful
is that, no, don't put words in my mouth. It's not, in as much as he's a merciful God, he's also a consuming fire, according to the Bible, right? But then in this case, you are looking at, God will be looking from heaven and seeing the millions of money that has entered River State's account. They increased,
billions.
Increased FAC allocation. Yes, billions. Increased FAC, in emphasis on increased FAC allocation. You're looking at 13% derivation.
Significantly increased.
You are looking at 13, yes, significant increase. You're looking at 13% derivation fund. You are looking at IGR. You are looking at, River State has indefatigable pockets. And that is why it's as if literally every politician, the federal government, comes to a standstill when River State is having crisis. This is the bottom part of the Nigerian economy, right? So when all, River State, when you look at what we have and the powers that we command, you understand that some things are inexplainable as to how within this number of years we cannot lay hand to concrete development. The crisis never stopped funding from entering River State.
It didn't.
So how do you explain that to God?
No,
hold on. Palliatives. I have not entered federal government palliatives. I have records of that. I have not entered palliatives that federal government have sent, subsidy palliatives, a whole lot of palliatives. I have not even entered the palliatives that did not reach the common man. Do you really want us to go into that?
No.
So the God of the rich, is he not still the same God of the people living in Bacha? Is it make sense to me? The God of the politicians, is he not still the God of people, that woman selling periwinkle in the market who pays multiple taxes that fund the lifestyle of these politicians, and they get little or nothing back in governance? And someone will come and pray and look at all this crisis and look at this unfairness and look at everything wrong with the system and come out to allude it to spirituality. I am not a respecter of title. Whatever anointing anybody has is inside this house. But when it comes to the collective patrimony of Rivers people, when it comes to the collective, I think pastors should just stop at this point.
No, but
say the truth or don't talk at all.
But
say the truth. Because at the end of the day, people like that are pained, who are not feeling impact of governance, will still go back to report that pastor to God. No. So now, who you now say because he's touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm? Am I not anointed?
Please,
the people who are
hold
on, hospitals, in health centers in these river states do not are not functional. Schools are not functional.
Just a minute.
So, and you are telling me it's a spiritual problem?
No, you see, I'm completely in agreement with what you're saying. No, for the record, so it doesn't look like I don't understand what you're saying. All I'm saying is this, that if I express my view in this same direction, you beg me to stop. That is it.
I won't beg you to stop. Actually, you have the floor. Express your views.
I want to,
I'm actually reacting to you saying that a prayer has been made. So prayer suddenly takes care of everything.
No, I did not say. I said the prayer. He said there's a spiritual problem.
And you also forgot. Let me bring it to your attention that God is not bound to answer prayers.
Yes.
Even no from God is an answer to prayer. And when you make prayers like this, the God of justice will rise and say, let us exacerbate this matter so that justice will be done.
Is your mic on? Is your mic working?
My mic is working 110%. Don't deflect.
No. So if your mic is working, so we'll no need to repair your mic anymore. No need to fix it, right? It is working.
Yes.
So I'm saying that he said there's a spiritual problem. And he has prayed. And the spiritual problem is no longer there. And I'm saying, I don't want to say that I did not believe there was a spiritual problem. I'm saying that is his opinion as a man of God. But as a man of God too, that has a mantle, he has prayed against it, and now we are whole. Amen. Now, I'm saying I don't want to hear by January next year that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with him, and I'm saying for our leaders, please, we have to be responsible. Someone has accused you stole my money. Sorry, you stole our money. No, I did not. It's as simple as that. Now I know, okay, yes, let me not be dishonest. It's not as simple as that. But but we know that this is an angle. So what we expect is that, for me, we have a constitution, we have rules of engagement. Both the House of Assembly and the governor, which is the arm of the executive, should play by the rules. What is the governor afraid of? Politics. He's afraid of interest clashing and trumping his own interest. And I understand that fear. But regardless of your fear, you are bound by the constitution and the laws of the land. So can you please do whatever you're doing within the ambit of the law, so that we can now say we have a governor that is faithful to our constitution, a governor that is clean. We will be happy that we have a governor that has come to give us change.
Right.
So please let them do that. And since we no longer have a spiritual problem, the onus now lies on the leaders, the governor, to prove his innocence.
All right. Very well. Yes, go ahead.
I understand
Victor
is trying to call a spade systematically with garnish.
That's the rumor. I said something.
Said that's a rumor.
No, I only agreed.
Why are you spreading rumors?
There's many rumors. I'm here.
What he's saying is that you are saying the truth. According to him, I'm quoting him. He said you're saying the truth, but you're trying to garnish it.
I'm going to spade something else.
No, you say you're trying to garnish it. Maybe give it a soft landing.
This is what he said, in my own understanding.
All right, go ahead.
He's saying that, yes, that contradiction is what he doesn't want to point out. That, yes, you say it's a spiritual problem, then later you say there is not peace because you prayed, no wahala. But I want to ask one question.
Victor actually was trying to be sarcastic by saying that the man of God, having prayed, he is believing that by next year, that the man of God will not come back and say there is a spiritual problem. Yes. Considering that the same man of God said last year, according to him, that he said that last year, the same person said there was a spiritual problem. But he said that he gave him benefit of the doubt, and because he said he did not pray about it. But now this year, he didn't just say it, he did something about it, which means he prayed. And he is now saying that by the virtue of that prayer, spiritual problem is gone. That's
so
what
now,
he's trying to say.
So we are now in the same page now with him. He has agreed that there's no longer a spiritual problem. So he agrees with you and me.
But for me,
yes,
as a human that I am, and what I know is that peace will only come when issues are resolved. On the day when these people went to ask of tax from Jesus, the man who has all power, he would have just rained that fire and say, this is spirit. I'm a spiritual man doing spiritual work. What I'm doing is a spiritual work. Therefore, I command fire and burn them. This fire would have maybe consumed the first set of persons. These ones with the rumor will not go into time. I don't want to pay tax. We mobilize. People will not go there. Will there be peace? The peace will not be there. People will keep mobilizing because they want to collect that tax. But he simply said, to resolve the matter, is that give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. You became a governor through processes. That processes went through several other processes. Some people made sacrifices. Some people expended themselves, their energy and money. They did several things and you people agree that this is how we are going to go it. See, if you don't like what belongs to the devil, don't go there and collect it. You say he's a devil. You don't like the devil and you are going there to collect his property. You are inviting him now. So when he come asking of his property, you will not say, oh, he's an oppressor. I say an oppressor. The man say, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, because he know that what is written on that coin is the face of Caesar. It belongs to him. This is a seat created by law. And you are occupying that seat by virtue of several processes and activities. So what is wrong if a demand is made based on those activities? What is wrong? So why don't you just go there and resolve that thing? Then when next you still want to be there, I don't want to, then you walk your way to the righteous path and we say holy, holy. So you are there. There will be no devil to ask anything of you. It's simple. But we don't want to do this. We keep praying unnecessary, disturbing the neighborhood. We keep, trying to deceive ourselves instead of doing what we're supposed to do for peace to reign, for things to work well for us and everybody will be happy. We spiritualize it and create more confusion. At times, even ourselves will become so much confused that we don't even know where to go from there. Where are we going? Go and do what is right, okay? You do what is right. Play your role as a legislator. Play your role as a governor. Where there is check and balances, the people there, they are elected not just to make law. They are also elected to carry out a function called check. They are representatives of the people, so they ask questions on behalf of the people. So answer the question, and everything will be resolved. All of this spiritualism and spiritualism will not be there. Just do what you are supposed to do. Write what you are supposed to write, or say what you are supposed to say. That is all.
So for you, you think that the only way for this crisis to be resolved is for the governor to respond to the allegations of River State House of Assembly?
If you say you are innocent, prove yourself
as
innocent.
Or should we be looking at the governor possibly, engaging lobbyists to find a way to, soften ground? This impeachment thing, in as much as the fact that it's constitutional, right? Can't it be handled? And this will be the third impeachment. At the end of the day, while we are pushing for the right thing to be done, we still want peace in River State. And there is this fear that this whole thing might spiral out of control at the end of the day.
That is where it was going. Laurentia, if the first attempt was made and the thing stopped, it therefore means there were certain intervention. One or two actions were carried out, people did for something, right? It lasted a while. Then the thing came again, right? One or two things, intervention came in, it stopped. It has come again. It tells you that it is not about spiritualism. It's not about prayer. It's about doing that thing that has not been done. If you do that thing now, that keep resurrecting the issue, the whole matter will just die once and for all. Either you employ two ways. One, if you want to go the righteous way, follow the law, answer the questions, and let the law take its course. If you don't want to do the righteous thing, the law side, you want to go political, it's simple. Somebody say agreement is agreement. Say agreement is agreement. Then go and follow your agreement. After all, even the Holy Book today will say, can two work together except there be in agreement. So you go and resolve politically and be in agreement, and the issue is resolved.
All right, very well. And Victor, your final take on this matter as we round up.
Well, I've always advocated for leaders to be responsible and be honest in their abilities and will to govern the people. Politics will always be there. All I'm calling for is for politicians to play their politics and put the governance of the people. Rivers State has suffered so much. And you see, thinking that politics will stop is a mirage. Also, anytime people say when peace will come, I keep reminding myself, there's a statement, they say peace is not the absence of war, right? Peace we're calling is not real. The peace we're looking for is not real. What we should be calling for is for people to be responsible. You can have your disagreement. There will always be opposing voices and opposition. Don't pray for opposition to go away. It will not. Even in the same party, there are still people that are going to oppose what you're doing. So that will not bring the peace we are looking for. What we need is for people to be responsible. And if people are responsible, you can fight me in the political arena. But when it comes to governance, if you get 10 billion, please execute projects that would make 10 billion make sense. Don't tell me, oh, they are fighting me. That is why we do not have road because they are fighting. But the money came. The fighting did not stop the money. So for me, I just want leaders, politicians in Rivers State to be responsible, because we have a lot of irresponsible leadership. And that is why we're suffering or we're suffering. Politics will go on. Politics will continue. There will be argument. There will be fight. That is not an excuse for bad governance. And that is what they are doing. Excuses, and they are showing us the lowest level of leadership in the state. So we should be responsible. And as a people, I think we should call out people when they are wrong and appreciate them when they are right. Our leaders across all lines, both in the minister's angle and in government, they've shown poor leadership, complete poor leadership. And we need to call them out and remind them that this is our state. The money they are using to fight is our collective resources. It doesn't belong to any of them. The people saying that's what assembly members collected. Have you hold them accountable? Not because you want to fight them. For me, that's be responsible. So for me, we should be responsible as people and as leaders, and that's the only way we can actually have sanity, not peace. Peace, I don't know, is relative to everybody. So what we need is sanity and development, and we can only have that when people are responsible.
All right, very well. Emmy, your final take as we round up.
We always talk, and I will tell people, what you think you don't like, don't go buying it. What you think is not in the best interest of the people, don't go lie to them that you are fighting their battle. You are deceiving the people and creating more havoc, because by the time the people will find out the real truth, it will backfire and you might not like it. You are a governor, you are a legislator, play according to the rules. You are a supporter, support well for your tomorrow. Don't go pretending and showing that hypocrisy that you are calling for a better Nigeria and you are protecting and defending corruption or act of corruption or an alleged corruption, whatever way you want to put it. When you go defending it, oh, leave him because he's this, oh, why this one was there, why didn't we do that? That era has passed. It happened before. Those people didn't ask questions. Doesn't mean that we will not ask questions now. So that the Nigeria we are all looking for, we will have a better Nigeria that is good for us, like the golden era.
All right. Thank you very much. And before I round up, I appeal to the governor to use this window, that the appeal by the House of Assembly has, granted you. Use this window to find a way. It's never over until it's over. That is just my own belief. It's not over yet. And there is still a way. There must be a way. There is nothing in life without a solution unless death. And all of us will be alive. And I just make this appeal for the betterment of everyone and for Rivers State. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying connected to us. Thank you so much, Victor Niche. It's a pleasure having you. And thank you, Emmy, for coming. It's also a pleasure. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events coverage, and commercials Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. On Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Infastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. And on X, Atlantic TV Net. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Laurentia Ugu. See you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.
There are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always